Welcome in, folks, to episode numero dos of the Stoerner Show, coming at you live from the beautiful city of San Marcos in the great state of Texas. The Stoerner Show is brought to you by Gabagool Radio. Obviously, you can find this show on the Gabagool YouTube page where you're at right now, but I highly suggest that y'all go check out the Gabagool Spotify page where you can find groovy curated playlists as well as podcasts covering the tunes and the artists that create them. Well, it's been cold as shit outside lately. That's really been getting on my nerves. I'm tired of the wind using my face as a punching bag. Wind is just a bitch, really. Wind is like that girl who, when something like spontaneously funny happens, she pulls out her phone like, wait, do it again. Do it one more time for my story. Wind is like when you're in a rush or you're running late and the guy in front of you at the gas station is buying 347 lottery tickets, taking time to pick out each individual one like it makes a difference at all. I don't understand how lottery tickets still exist. Like, don't get me wrong, I love gambling. I'm a degenerate gambler myself. But it's like you bet on sports, you get to spend, a couple hours watching a game. You have something to cheer for. You're probably with other people. If you go to a casino, you play blackjack, You get to watch the dealer flip the cards over and maybe the person next to you got a blackjack. Hell yeah, y'all are high-fiving. But lottery tickets, you're sitting in a '06 Chevrolet that hasn't had the oil change since the Bush administration, searching the floorboard for pennies so you can scratch a piece of paper? And I'm talking about Granddaddy Bush too. I'm not talking about 9/11 Bush. I'm talking about OG Bush. But yeah, it's lottery tickets are to gambling as crack cocaine is to drug addiction. Like, it's the quickest, nastiest way to do it. And I've been so tempted before, like when that guy's in front of me, dude, I just want to pull $10 out and just hand him $10, You did it! You did, grand champion, you did it. Now grab your 6-pack of Tecate and Marlboro Lights and go out on a high note, for Christ's sake. I gotta talk about this viral Kendall Jenner picture. Producer Blaine, please throw this picture up right here that everybody's going crazy about. The other day, I get on Instagram and about 35 different girls posted this picture to their Instagram story, their personal Instagram story. And why? Like, girls, I need girls in the comments. I need you to explain this one to me. Like, I get it. Guys' Instagram, girls' Instagram, two completely different worlds. There's different standards, there's different ways to post pictures. Like, it's the same app, but it could not be any different. But, are you just promoting Kendall Jenner? Are you just shouting out Kendall Jenner? The girl with 215 million followers? Like, yeah, she looks sexy. That's not new. That's not a nuanced thought. And it's like, I get it. I think some girls just want to have like a sexy aesthetic as their page. But it's like, why not post a sexy picture of one of your actual friends? Of like someone who actually knows you exist. And some girls do. And when I see that, I'm like, that's a real deal shawty right there. But the grand majority of y'all just post these pics of celebrities on your story. Like, we've seen it. That bitch has 215 million followers. That's a number that I can't even comprehend. My brain goes up to like 50. Like, if I close my eyes, I can imagine 50 cows in a pasture. But if you ask me to imagine 57, my function. Like, this shit's just not gonna work. My whole life, I've never understood measurements in feet. Like, I'm 23 years old, and to this day, when somebody says, "Yeah, that's about 150 feet," like, I nod my head, like, "Yeah, probably about 150." In my head, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about at all. But old people are good at that shit. Have y'all noticed that? Like, you could tell an old person, "Hey, why don't you walk a mile and just stop when you're at a mile?" And they will be damn near on the money. I love old folks, bro. I love old folks. I'm talking about old folks who didn't even learn about the internet until they were about 40 years old. Like, y'all realize when they die, that's it. Like, it's just internet connected cyborgs from that point on. Like, I give you a perfect example. To this day, if we're leaving to go somewhere, whether it's restaurant, birthday party, whatever, my grandpa will he will list out detailed instructions. He'll say, "Well, you're gonna get on 36. You're gonna take that all the way to the Beltway. Go ahead and exit off the Beltway. You're gonna see old Dale Johnson's farm. Give him a wave when you pass by, and then when you get to the First Baptist Church, you're gonna hang a right." The whole and I'm nodding my head. I'm doing my like, yeah. But I just want to say, I'm just gonna give the address to Siri, Pawpaw. This bitch is a genius. She doesn't miss a beat. I give her an address and she will take me anywhere in the world. She does have kryptonite though. Then that's construction. If y'all start fucking up a road and y'all don't notify the overlords at Apple, I get screwed over trying to find the Panda Express, which is annoying. Speaking of internet connected cyborgs, miss me with any type of metaverse shit. Miss me with it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to learn about it. Like, all this negative press has came out in recent years about how Facebook violates their users' privacy. They mine and then sell your data to advertising companies. And then Mark Zuckerberg he completely fails to appear human every time he gets in front of a camera. Every time. Like, do you guys want to come join my virtual world? I'm not planning on doing anything evil or anything that will make me richer. I just want to connect people on the internet and so they can have fun. Shut the fuck up, you slimy little skank back. He's only doing it too because Facebook is dying. I mean, nobody who's 16 or 17 years old is creating a Facebook page. Facebook is exclusively for people giving their political opinion 23 hours of the day, and grandmas posting their grandchildren or food that they made. Like, that's it. That's the three categories. And racism. Someone who may or may not be in my family one time posted a meme that was just the Quran burning up in flames with the caption, "I bet you won't repost this." No, I'm not racist. Like, what? Like, anyone who's not racist is not gonna repost that. Like, I'm not making that up either. That was a real meme. But it's crazy. Like, almost everyone now is aware that social media is not good for you. Like, especially consuming it at a high amount. It affects people's self-confidence. It affects people how they view themselves when you're in constant comparison with the best of other people, But then little vampire Zuckerberg creeps out of the shadows and, "Hey guys, would you like to spend more time worrying about things that aren't real?" Like, I just don't understand it. And the conspiracy people, that conspiracy theory where people think that, like, the famous and elites of our society are lizards. You guys might not know about this. You just look it up. It's very interesting. But Mark Zuckerberg is the one reason why I won't write that theory off as complete bullshit. Like, I would not bet money that he's not a lizard. Like, I can't imagine him doing anything human. Like, imagine him having sex. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this with you, human girl. The sensations are truly amazing. Like, I just can't with this dude. But I got a story for you guys about yours truly. I used to have a black Charger with only one side mirror on the left side. On the left side it was perfect, but on the right side it was just gone. And why was it gone, do you ask? Well, one time I was at my uncle's house. We're having a little family get together. Everybody's chilling in the pool. And just for no reason, I turned to two of my dad's friends, Cap and Byron. Cap and Byron, these are two guys. I just turned to him, I go, I can outdrink y'all. You know, I'll drink y'all under the table. Just so confident, you know, for no reason. Just speaking to two guys with 20 plus years of drinking experience on me. And of course they're like, fuck no. Like, no you can't. Like, and I'm like, all right, well let's go. Let's go all night. You know, we're going to be drinking all night. Whoever goes to sleep first loses. So I started downing Bud Lights. I mean, I'm taking down BLs like they're going to stop making them the next day. I'm just pounding them. And I always do this. I sit there and I drink beer like I'm not a whole 150 pounds. You know, like my drinking pace is on par for someone the size of Lizzo or Tammy from 1,000 Pound Sisters. And that show could only be made in the US. 1,000 Pound Sisters? Just a show about two fat ass girls. Like, no other country except for this wretched one would ever put out that content. But anyway, so around about 10 o'clock, you know, these Bud Lights, they start to hit me. And it becomes clear in my mind, I'm not going to be the drinking champion. Like, I'm not going to beat Cap and Byron. You know, I started to get a little woozy, a little sleepy. But my pride just I couldn't let them see the king without his crown. You know, I couldn't let them see that they had won. So I pulled an Irish goodbye. And I get to my car, and my dad's house is literally 2 stop signs away from my uncle's house. They live super close to each other. Like, you turn right at a stop sign, left at a stop sign, you're there. So I wasn't like super worried about driving a little intoxicated, you know what I mean? Well, anyway, I get on my street and I see my dad and my stepmom there sitting in the driveway watching TV. We had like a garage TV, so they're just sitting there in the driveway. And right when I got about to our mailbox, I decided to introduce the mailbox to my right side mirror. I mean, this shit just, the mailbox explodes and is laying down, and my mirror is just rolling in the yard. And dude, as soon as it happened, I mean, I'm sitting there shocked. I just pull and park, and I don't know what the fuck to do. And I get out of my car, and of course my dad's he's coming. He's already walking towards the car. And I get out, and I just kind of have my hands like this, and we're looking at each other for a second, and I go, what happened? Dude, worst thing to say. Like, worst possible thing to say. And my dad goes, my fucking mailbox is laying in the front yard. That's what happened. And dude, I mean, I was hysterical, man. I was like, I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so dumb. You know, I don't know what to say. You know, I mean, sorry is obviously probably not gonna do it. And I got lucky. My dad, he reacted very well. I mean, he knew I just had been drinking and made a mistake. He was actually like, he eventually told me, he was like, just go the fuck in the house. Like, he was like, why are you being a pussy? Like, why are you crying? Like, that was mostly his reaction. But I've learned a valuable lesson from that. Do not drink and drive. I don't do that anymore. This was when I was 17 years old. But, it's nothing to play with. It's very dangerous. And you might end up having to turn your whole body. You might have to turn your whole body around when you want to change lanes. Not good. It's a strain on your neck. But, dude, Biden had the greatest moment of his presidency, in my opinion. I'm sure y'all saw this clip. There's this bitchy little Fox News reporter. He goes, they're like ushering the reporters out of the room. He's like, Mr. President, do you think inflation is going to be a liability going into the midterms? And it cuts to Biden and he goes, more inflation. What a great asset. What a stupid son of a bitch. Let's go. Let's go, Joe. That's not Joe. That's Joey B right there. That's content I can get behind. That's what gets my blood pumping. Like, I want to see clapback Joey B, or I want to see wildly off topic Joey B. Like, you remember that clip where he goes, and I got hairy legs and they turn blonde in the summer, and the kids would come and rub my leg down. Like, that clip is my benchmark. Like, if I see Biden talking and it's any more coherent, making any more sense than that clip, I'm out. Boring. Do not want to see it. But yeah, man. Like, if you're still on a side of one of these political parties, like you still consider yourself an R or a D, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, our last president was a billionaire real estate mogul who referred to people as dogs and slobs. And our current president lost in the semifinals twice, 20 years apart from each other, and on a very normal basis says untranslatable nonsense. Just things that make no sense. There's nothing serious about US politics at all. Nothing serious. It is a joke. If you've watched the last 6 seasons of US politics like I have, it is not a drama. It is comedy. It is comedy. And both sides act the exact same way. Like, the little cheers and little slogans they do. And they make absolutely zero sense. Like, it really seems like the R's and the D's are trying to see who can not try the most, if that makes sense. Like the D's will say something like, silence is violence. Which, I mean, we don't even have to dive deep into that. It's 2 different words that mean incredibly different things. Not the same thing, right? Just zero sense at all. No logical sense. But then the R's will say, let's go, Brandon. Bro, what? Who is writing this shit? Like, who is Biden writing this shit? Is Biden ghost writing slogans for the D's and the R's? Like, I just don't understand this shit. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Please subscribe, drop a comment. You know what? Send the link of this show to one person. That's all I'm asking you to do. One person. Send one person the link. Somebody who you think could use a laugh. And that would just make my day, everybody. Well, I love you, girls, guys, theys. I love you all. And I'll see you guys next time for episode 3. You can look for it probably Friday of next week, if not Thursday. But I love you guys, and I'll see you guys later.